Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Palantir. It is time for another update, and this time actually somebody even requested an update on this chart. But yeah, anyway, on the large time frame we are tracking here this as a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, and then within the large third wave we have another 1-2 setup and another 1-2. Then this could be our first third wave that is complete within these larger structures. And yeah, in that case, we would be looking for a correction that goes into the wave 4 in the area between $113 down to the $63.4 level. But at the moment, continuation to the upside is still plausible. It is still possible to track. And yeah, we technically, excuse me, technically we broke the support zone from the previous video, but I have to say we did have quite a brief break and we did recover pretty quickly back within the support zone, and we could still track this as a wave 4, and then we would still have a fifth wave to follow. Now, even if we push to the upside and don't fill this in as an ABC pattern that is developing within the fifth wave, and that would only be the case within the fifth wave, we could still have and track the idea to the upside that instead this third wave didn't really top here and we only had an A wave of the third wave here, so it would be an ABC pattern that is developing instead. And in that case we would actually be looking for even more additional tops. Now an issue with that is that it might create a bit of an unrealistic expectation within this third wave that keeps extending and extending, but it doesn't really have a level that it needs to stop at. So we could keep going on and on without really needing to create a definitive bottom for a long time. And yeah, we still aren't too maxed out on the RSI. In fact, we are still covering back to the downside, and I may still be looking for another level of divergence here, even within the weekly, within this same third wave, to actually fulfill and complete it within the RSI. Now, this third wave does look decently complete. The structure isn't the most clear. It doesn't have a very great and easy structure, at least, but it still allows for continuation to the upside, and that is the main point. Now, for this count to completely fail, and even the idea of an ABC pattern that is developing, we would still need to see a break actually below this supposed third wave start at around the $128.6 level, and we are going to mark this area. Now, if we get to it, I do expect a decent reaction back to the upside, but only really as a correction rather. I wouldn't really focus on continuation to the upside. That would be a scenario that would be in the back of my mind rather, and I would really focus on the idea that we would be in this fourth wave to the downside to the area, this support zone area that I mentioned earlier. Now I want to remove these extension levels, but I brought them up just to mention that in the case of the third wave continuing here, we would be looking for an ideal target at the $210 level at the 100% extension for the C wave. And in case we are still here within a fifth wave that is developing, I would be looking for a target that, oh well, I have the wrong one, but at around probably the $206 level still, but then it would develop as an ABC pattern instead of a 5-wave move within a C wave, and then we would most likely see our divergence and be even more in a more complete state within this third wave. Now, the movement that actually followed this top here, that within this third wave, this small one, isn't necessarily a surprise. It is a quite sharp correction, but those are also quite normal within diagonal structures such as this, so no surprise there really. Now, one thing I want to do about this interpretation to the upside is shift it to the yellow scenario and instead focus on the white scenario only as the fourth wave continuation or correction to the downside. And here within this yellow scenario, I would be looking, if we bottomed here within the correction, to hold the support zone between, let's see, the $155 level down to the $146.5 level. But if we actually break, let me make this a bit more clear, if we actually break below the 61.8% retracement again, I would really start focusing a lot more on the idea that this is developing as an ABC within this third wave instead of continuing within the fifth wave to the upside. Although we may have good chances to actually recover now, and we don't have much resistance in this area if we manage to break it up until the actual top, I would say, yeah, around here. But we do have some Fibonacci resistance that we can still track, in the idea that we are in a fourth wave to the downside, and I would be looking at the levels for a wave B in this case, where this would be an ABC pattern that could be developing, could be something different, but same levels anyway, and they would be between the $158.8 level down or up to the $178 level at the 78.6% retracement. Now, for this moment, there isn't much else to add. I could still see this being only part of the A wave. So this could be developing as a 5-wave move or as a 3-wave move. So we need to be very careful about that. But considering that we are tracking a 5-wave move within the A wave, we would be looking at an ideal target for the following wave to the upside from here at the 138.2% extension at the $180.7 level. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.